What is your operating system? So, operating systems are those things that we rarely think about and yet, like, kind of control everything. Um, well, God controls everything, right? But actually, even He has given us the opportunity to choose. But anyway, that's that's a different conversation. Yeah. So, operating systems is something Myron Golden talks about. I believe is this idea of like the things in your operating system in your head, your mental operating system, is like really a big deal. And I think it's hard to grasp how big of a deal it is because it's so like subconscious for most of us most of the time, right? The it's like the more deeply held the belief is, like the less conscious that you are of it, basically. So that may not be the case in all beliefs, but I mean it's there are many things that are kind of buried underneath our assumptions or our like the environment we grew up in. So, for instance, you grew up in a home where there was never enough money. You learn some things about the world, and you think, well, there's never enough money. That's just the way the world is. Okay, so that became a part of your operating software that says there's always scarcity around money, and that's you should do X, Y, and Z to, you know, to deal with it, right? But that's your fundamental like worldview, basically. I guess would be another way of another term for operating system. So when you've got that frame of reference, it's going to affect and everything without you thinking about it affecting everything, right? Um, I think this comes up sometimes in conflict management, resolution, those sorts of things. It's because people are coming with different values and assumptions, and maybe in terms of relationships, maybe they have a different worldview on how relationships are supposed to work. So when you violate my worldview, or I violate your worldview, in other words, your underlying assumptions and beliefs about how relationships should work, if we violate those in our relationship, and then we can have major issues, and it can be hard to get to the root of them because we may not even be conscious of what's going on, like why at a root level we're not okay with whatever's happening in this relationship. So um, pretty crazy stuff. I think there are ways to kind of unearth our worldview, our operating system, and we also have you can say in a way we have many operating systems or many components to our operating system, right? So you've got there's the financial, the spiritual, the relational, and probably emotional, whatever. There's probably a ton more that I'm not thinking about, um, and so I don't know that it's something that we have to be like, oh, I have to figure it all out. Um, One thing that we can do is we can anchor ourselves in the truth of the Bible and use that to shape our operating system. And then, secondly, we can also, we can see where there's a problem, right? Like if I'm getting stuck in an area of life in my life, there's a good chance that my operating system is not properly tuned to deal with the challenge I'm facing. So having challenges is normal, right? And I would say finding a way to overcome the challenge is also normal. But if I get stuck, that's a good sign that my operating system is not properly calibrated to reality or to at least solving the problem that I'm solving for. And so that is a signal that you can use to be like, huh, okay, I need to actually like stop and think about this and ask God to show me like where am I believing things that are not true, and how can my belief systems be upgraded to things that are true so that I can overcome the challenges that I'm experiencing.